Dr. Batch has introduced remedies which are used in ancient world in various areas, and combined together he has given 38 remedies, and he has categorized the plant kingdom, particularly plant kingdom, into three categories. The first thing is the plants which are lower to our frequencies, which is of not of much use, both as a food or a vibration. First remedy. The second one is the using plant kingdom, eating plant kingdom as a whole for the use of food. Then third is the remedy, which is the third is the plant kingdom. The third plant kingdom, which is of higher consciousness, or a kind of a higher a vibe, which is closer to the cosmos, or it is cosmos in his own way. In the process of uh, sublimating the cause of birth, sublimating in the sense that alienating or sublimating or purgation is happening in the consciousness of Dr. Batch when he is undergoing the process by the way he got intuitive flower remedies. The flower consciousness has made his consciousness to the state that it becomes a kind of a stillness in the consciousness, stillness in the being, and a calmness in the being. And soon after, he has found that after walnut and the previous remedy, holly, he found that transition has happened, the adaptability has happened in walnut, and he has become very loving. He has found the divine love. Now he is searching for something which is deeply embedded, deeply gone into the consciousness and even to the soul, the unknown shock, the subconscious imprint of the shock. And without it, we cannot come out of the mind. Actually, if you cannot come out of the mind when there is a subconscious shock or deep rooted shock inside, which is unknown, unconscious. So, this is the remedy. Uh, 31, Star of Bethlehem. It is Ornitho Gloium umbellatum. Umbellatum is the Latin version. It is called comfort flower. From shock to reorientation, it is. Why there is shock? The basic question is why there is a shock. If a realized person is there, there will not be any shock in him. Why we are very much shocked? The major shock of our lifetime is two. The major shock, which is embedded in the unconsciousness or subconsciousness, is soon after we come to the world from our mother's womb. It is a shock. Again, I have come. I have come. Up to now, nothing has to be done in the womb of the mother. The food, the shelter, and everything is given by the womb and the cosmos. And it is the breathing. Everything is comfortable in the womb. Now, soon after coming to the world, I have to breathe off my own. It is a greater shock, new. The temperature around you, the sound which you are hearing, the environment around you, everything you have to do of your own. First thing, great shock, the birth. Next is leaving the body, death. Thinking or the thought of thought of the thought of death. We don't know. Actually, we have come from comfort to uncomfortable situation, from the womb to the world. Then after death, we are going to uncomfortable condition. We don't know where to go, what is going to happen after death. Another shock. That's why it is said that a major psychological expert, the so-called Sigmund Freud, the father of modern psychology, when you talk about death, he will get paralyzed and fall down, and he will recover after hours together. See the condition of psychology. The father of psychology is he could not even digest or assimilate the word death. That's why the modern psychology is futile in its uh, results. They could not see the results, show the results. As far as I am concerned, to have a balanced life at this point of time, flower remedy is the only resort. So it is a shock, both shocks. What is Batch telling about the shock of Star of Bethlehem? It paralyzed the whole existence of you. So the shock of serious news of a higher degree, the loss of some one dear, the fighting falling in accident and such like. For those who for a time refuse to console, this remedy brings comfort. You cannot console him, and the paralysis happened, the sudden stagnation, the sudden cut off from the universe, and everything stands still. You become a kind of rock. So the shock is whole, total, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. The cause may be. And moreover, Dr. Batch has divided his 38 remedies into two categories. That is, plants into three, remedies into two: transient mood remedies and situational remedies. It is completely situation. A message comes from from a person, or a happening happen to you. Then it can be accident or a bad news or death of a close personality, or a crisis situation, a deceived aspect or abuse of any person, and that results in a feeling of stunned feeling, crippling your energy uh, withheld, energy withheld. For the time being, you become stuck, stagnated, shock, and the whole existence stops is mobility. Hot, heavy blanket. He feels that hot is in a heavy blanket during war season, or in the trauma, uh, since aftermath of the war or abuse or harassment, these things are happening. The shock may be old or new. Sometimes when the pattern of the world is that you should not show the shock outside easily, particularly for men. You should not show that, you should not cry, or you should not show, you have to be manly. Because of that, the unconscious shock goes deeper into the subconscious, and it cripples your life and it stops the growth. That is a very important thing. And this remedy is called the comforter or soother of pains and sorrows. This remedy neutralizes shocks of any form: physical, mental, psychological, emotional, and also spiritual. For a time being, mind closed down. Mind closed down. There is no symptom of mind there. It is a balance and calm. Who experience trauma, dislocation between physical body and subtle body. The person who is experiencing trauma are finding are finding or experiencing there is a dealing between physical and subtle body. The structure is being disturbed. The whole body is being disturbed. The structure, the connection is disturbed, distracted, and if there is a bone crack or accidents or head injury or bruising, a fall from a higher plane or physical trauma, disruption in normal flow of energy is happening while there is a shock. uh, Disruption normal flow of energy and information. Very important point it is. Disruption in the normal flow of energy and information. uh, Realigning with the remedy gives realignment of subtle and physical links in the living forms. While you are cutting the newborn child's umbilical cord during menstrual cycles, heavy menstrual cycles, to during menopause period, during a childbirth, these are the things which is happening during childbirth. Both child and the mother has the shock. She is shock, kind of trauma. The rudeness of people of others, scolding. You feel that you are alienated. You don't want to talk to them. Also, uh, the inner numbness is there. In an energetic system, causing a certain degree of paralysis or frozen tension. It is. Uh, you take very seriously of the situations. You cannot understand and assimilate and digest what is happening around you, and you are in a survival mode, that you feel that you are alienated, you are suffocated, you are being driven away from the uh, cosmic flow. An energetic system causing a certain degree of paralysis or frozen tension. It is. And if a person is having a good, for instance, an incident, you can assume that a lady is there, a single parent, and she is running a good hotel, and by the revenue of that hotel, she can manage the whole family of two or three, and also her parents. Suddenly, the hotel owner, the building owner, tells that from next week onwards, you cannot run the whole hotel. You have to move, uh, and I want that place. It is a shock. On that shock, it is a kind of total paralysis. What to do next? Even to think about what to do next is not possible because of that uh, a mental closing down, mind closing down. It is. And then you have invested in a bank, and suddenly you get a message that the whole bank is has collapsed. It is a shock. The lifetime investment gone. So these are the things. The trauma, clear back, long back, quite. They will be talking in a quiet voice, more inaudible, and mostly the last words, end of the words you cannot hear. Also, they are very sensitive. Unconscious shock are imprinted there. If there is a shock, if the shock happened soon after, if any person is losing the taste or smell or sight or touch feeling, Starabhatram will comfort you and revive your senses. The message of Starabhatram is comfort yourself. See, the whole uh, idea or teaching or philosophy or of Dr. Batch is that know thyself and heal thyself. When you know that who you are, and what is important to you, and what is the work of yours in the world, and you get a clear direction. When you get a clear direction, you can heal yourself. That's why in Star of Bethlehem, you can say comfort yourself. You see, every responsibility, everything which is responsible, the responsibility is given to you alone, not to others or anything. That is the beauty of flower remedies. So the shock from shock to reorientation. That is reorientation is that you you become wired, connected, comfort. Comfort is given. And the very important point is repetition is a form of stagnation. And we have been repeating the cycles of birth again and again. It is a shock, it is a stagnation. When the essence are not working, Star of Bethlehem is presented to clear the confusion block. When other energies, other essences are not working, Star of Bethlehem will clear the block. There is another very important point is that there are societies, cultures, or families. They train you in a way that you should not disclose or you should not tell about your bad happenings or things like that. Because of that, the suppressed shock goes deeper into the unconscious and settles in the subconscious, and not adequate understanding or clearance is are happening in that area. Because of that, the whole existence or whole life has been stagnated. So the shock of the past, you are not unaware of that. You are not treating in an appropriate way, inappropriate treatment of the shock. Very important point. Something paralyzing, it results in a kind of cancer or heart ailment or a thing, a thing which is becoming dangerous to the existence of this physical form. Then a person of homeopathy background is telling that very important point, very important point, that which cannot be observed on an emotional level leads to physical illness. That is the crux or main point of Dr. Batch and the flower conscious essences. Flower consciousness, Batch flower consciousness dwells in this idea. When you cannot assimilate, when you cannot understand, when you cannot neutralize your emotions or shocks or fears or indecisions, that is the emotional level. That which cannot be observed on an emotional level leads to physical illness. So, the unconscious imprints of the shock, the unconscious uploading or embedding of your shock in your subconscious mind results in physical illness or even a chronic illness. And moreover, a spiritual inaccessibility. So when you are dealing with a guru or a technique or a great masters, so-called masters, great masters will not do, the realist personal will not do, but there are people who will tell that in this birth you cannot realize, or you are not perfect or something like that. You take it very seriously as a shock, and it dwells into the subconscious and paralyzes you is to move forward in the self-realization. The situation cannot be assimilated. We forget the situation actually, but it is underlying, it is in the undercurrent, deep rooted. And another word is forgetting is a defense to natural safety. Forgetting is natural safety actually. If there is no forgetting, we'll be insane. All will be in the insanity hospital. This plant, particularly this tree or plant, uh, acts in the cardiac level. It acts in the cardiac, a kind of instantaneous stoppage or paralysis of a heart is happening. In this flower, Star of Bethlehem has a calcium oxide in it. It controls heart, kidney, and liver and gallbladder. See, another important point in this area is gallbladder stones, kidney stones, heart ailments. It is because the energy being stopped, the energy being cut off, which becomes the energy is dense and it becomes so heavy and it becomes a matter or physical aspect. The energy becomes a stone or things. Uh, the energy has been converted into a matter, and the matter settles in an area which is weak, whether it is in kidney or gallbladder, and it also affects the heart. Very important point I'm telling. So I have told that that's if you are not assimilating the emotional aspect of your life, and it is going deeper, and the energy is cut, the energy becomes matter. The shock is necessarily cut off or cutting off your energy, and it settles in the area which is weak. A specific stagnated energy creates condensed stone to trauma, traumatic experience. Traumatic experience it is. Condensed stone it is. The trauma, the shock or trauma, a sudden trauma, it stagnates the energy and it becomes a solid form. Solid form may be a stagnation in your life. You are staying in the same life situation for a longer period. If it is not healed, again and again, the same pattern repeats, the same incident repeats, the same disease comes again and again. So the trauma results in stagnation of energy, stopping of energy, the energy condensed and it becomes a solid form and it becomes frozen also. If soon after a shock, if there is a frozen shoulders, a paralysis in the brain, the heart palpitation increases without any decrease, and everything, the crippled arms or crippled limbs or crippled body movements, everything is stagnated energy. By constantly giving and administering this Star of Bethlehem with close monitoring will relieve that quality of stiffness or rigidity on the, and even the heart ailments, particularly the kidney, cardiac, heart, and things like that. Very important remedy it is, because we are unaware of the unconscious shock which has entered into the existence of our being. So keep in mind, it water is stored in bulb of Star of Bethlehem. So bulb is that we are going to deal with that bulb in a greater way while we are talking about the plant or tree. Bulb is in onion and garlic. Actually, Star of Bethlehem is linked with it is a remedy which is closer with the species of onion. It is a kind of a species family. It is associated with the family of garlic and onion. So the onion, which we have a lot of watery substance, garlic watery substance, and water movement is there more. If there is a shock, we suddenly get lot of heat and water content in the body gets reduced in a rapid way. So the water content is managed, water is comforter, comforting energy has been given, and then the shock which is not resolved in the unconscious level, it comes back. The same situation. If you are, if a person is divorced and she or he did not get cleared of the unhappy married life in the subconscious level, or in the, if he or she did not clear the shock of the divorce, most probably they will select the same kind of person and they will get again divorced. So soon after that divorce, they had to be treated with subconscious clearing with the use of Star of Bethlehem. Realization is also a shock. Very important point. Three ways you can have a greater shock. That suddenly you get realized, many people who are realized only, they realize themselves during a shocky situation. The metabolism changes. Suddenly you get realized and you find that you are not a body. You are not a entity at all. And all the experiences you got is just an illusion. And the name, fame, all the games you have done, and all the things which you are thinking that which is important, everything is at stake, and you find that it is futile to be attached to it, and you, it is a kind of the immediate shock, the shock and the comfort and realization happens at the same time. The shock is that you are not the body or the experience you have got in the world, and the comfort is that you are the whole, and the realization is that I have nothing to do in the world, just being, which is Star of Bethlehem. Actually, this class, Star of Bethlehem, is going in a different way. Many people would have understood. And the previous ages, prince, the culmination or the combination of your life baggages, the clearance, everything comes under Star of Bethlehem. There is no process of assimilation. Even level of digestibility is a problem. Very important point. Another point is when you take so much of food, it is a shock to the body. So it is a shock to the organism, and a sudden entering of cosmic energy, the sudden intrusion of higher soul or a higher entity, it becomes a shock. Very important point. Cosmic downpour, divine descending, seeing a realized person in a astral form, everything it gives, it is a kind of spiritual digestive problem it is, and you have to be clear that these are illusions. It has to be comforted and pacified and neutralized and it has to be kept in a balanced way. So the process of assimilation is the process of assimilation. If you think about Star of Bethlehem, you have to keep in mind strongly the process of assimilation of digestion, digesting things. You cannot digest, you are not digesting what is happening outside. You cannot assimilate, you cannot accept in a greater extent. When you start accepting it, everything will be smooth. Shock transforms you. See, you are in the, a small bird is inside the egg, and it breaks the egg. It is a shock. it transforms. It is inside the egg and it transforms completely. Ovum getting the sperm and pregnanted. It is giving the lady become pregnant. It is a shock. Actually, it is a shock. And then giving birth, puberty is a shock. Actually, at that point, the whole system realigns, changes. It a shock is a transformation. It is realization is a shock. It transforms, and you are in other. After the shock, you are in the other level of consciousness. The consciousness level will be something very different. Another important point is that if you don't have shock, you don't have any growth. A person that did not have any shock is a kind of stagnated state, a different kind of stagnation. He did not get any conflict. He did not find what mind is capable of. We have to face the shock in a right way, clear the subconscious imprints, unconscious embedding or uploaded things, and you have to clear away all the things in the from the subways. Batch has cleared everything. He has become a clear slate, a deleted, reprogrammed or formatted cell phone or laptop or desktop. Everything formatted in a new format. They are very, very sensitive. Superior memory they have. Because of that memory only they suffer. The root cause of every problem is suppressing, depressing, obsessive behavior, which is not cared about, which goes deeper into the unconscious and subconscious, which results in physical illness. Star of Bethlehem will do away with it in a greater. It gives instantaneous results. Even if you take a small drop of your drop of Star of Bethlehem to a tongue, it will give instantaneous comfort. And about the plant, you have told that Dr. Batch has broken the pattern of using the plant which is used for food. It is in the family of Ornithogalium. Umbelatum is the Latin word. It has come from Palestine and Syria. It also comes from the lily family or onion garlic family. Six petaled. The flower grows during April and May. It is not native of England. It has come all the way from the Holy Land called Jerusalem or that area. Actually, the most perfect, the most structured, the most advanced, the most lovely, beautiful, elegant, with utmost geometrical design or divine design is Star of Bethlehem. Leonardo da Vinci has used this particular flower in his drawings. It has six petals, six stamens, six celled ovary with a single style. Six, 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 and a style. The single style is away. So it is that uh, leaves small spears are there. When young flowers open, when the flower is young, it opens and die backs and collapses. Easily it collapses, the young flowers. Leaves have dynamic movement. The leaves have dynamic movement. A perfect harmony, like pyramid, upside and downside pyramid, which indicates a wholeness, that above and below are the same. As above and so below is the quality of Star of Bethlehem. It has a perfect pattern, yin yang unification, up and down unification, heaven and earth unification. Uh, every flower has a different size. It has got Flowers shine like light, live in carpet of star among the grass. Uh, it has got so much of light. It is lying in the green grass. It almost attracts like a uh, the white is called bird's milk, right? And it is very attractive. While seeing itself, you can sense the light coming out of the flowers. It is sensitive to sunshine. It opens only during sunshine. When there is no sunshine, it closes. It opens exactly at 11 o'clock. It is called 11 o'clock lady. Flower lasts for 3 weeks, and a broad green stripe which camouflages the flower when closed. That is, when you're seeing the flower, five petal flower, there is at the bottom of the back of the flower, we have a dark green camouflaged strip like condition. It is there. It gives a sudden sparkle in the meadow grass, startling, sparkling, shocking. Everything is connected. Individual flowers, six petals, yellow pollen. Individual flowers has got six petals. It is, I have told it is six petal flowers. Yellow pollen, stamens, golden surface like a golden jewel in the heart of star. One stem through this branches to form an umbel, like an umbrella. It is like that. It has got a flat topped flower head. It is flat actually. The flower is very flat, and then it is prepared in the boiling method. Boiling method, when you put the flowers in the container or which we are going to boil, when you see it, it is like we are destroying the flower, but it is not actually so. It is not actually like that. The spirit has to be boiled and uh, given a kind of purgation to go higher consciousness. Bulb of lily family it is. Ornamental flower. You can create dye also from it. Star shaped with white flower it is. Petals have a characteristic of green stripe on the underside. We have told it. It is called dove's dung, eaten away by the birds. Whitefield onion, it is called, contains cardiac glycosides, cardiac, particularly heart-related ailments and heart-related problems. If you're not having enough love, you can take a star of Bethlehem. Devoid of love is a shock. Suddenly there is love taken away from you, it is a shock. Mm, Gala, gala means milk. It is called Arnis gala means bird's milk. Mm, Egg-shaped fruit it has got, closed down. It also indicates the Christ coming again. Star of Bethlehem is Christ's birthplace, and the birth of birth of Christ is indicated. Soon after his birth, it is said in a way that around his birth area, the lot of Star of Bethlehem has grown. So it is a beautiful structured. When there is, it is kind of a deep patterning remedy. It deep patterns your subconscious mind. Because of the patterning of the subconscious mind, our life is in a stagnated state. We have no development and things like that, and the worries, fears are embedded in it. Clearing your subconscious, unconscious patterning is Star of Bethlehem. The wholeness is spirituality to worldly and worldly to spirituality. Spiritual upliftment is there. Realization also is happening. Everything's come to life as a part of a whole's plan. everything comes, every life situation you are in, every relationship you are in, everything which is happening around you is the divine plan. And everything comes to your life as a part of whole plan. Opportunity and development is open. I allow things to affect the true, not true thing without overwhelming habit. I am more realistic. Any kind of shock is undesirable to the existence. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is wrong in it. Any day, every day, everything is happening in its own course. We have to be prepared to go out of this body or the world at any point of time. We have to be prepared every day. So, when you are prepared, when you are at the point of uh, a prepared person, there is no thing called shock in your life. Another important thing is, if you are closely associated with meditation, and if you become no mind, or if the mind dissolves with the cosmos, the word shock will not be in your dictionary. So it is a comfort essence, a soothing essence, a beautiful, uh, loving effect will be there. A soothness. Soothing is a word. Act, when you want to understand it, a person, a small kid, which is taken by his his or her parent, and hugged and kept in the lap, and closely hugging it, giving the warmth, comfort, safety, protection. Like that, the place of actually, by using Star of Bethlehem, you go to the womb of the mother again. Star of Bethlehem gives you the cosmic womb where you can be comfortable, safe, and protective.